Oh yeah,
starting off tonight.
133 laps ahead.
McCann as well.
Thank you. Let's see if we can stay here tonight.
Right. Who's been quick here, but still searching for a win.
Tire conservation, tire conservation, tire conservation.
Fourth goes to Alex Jones. Brendan Colley in fifth. John Dart sixth.
I also notice I can't hear my in-game spotter.
That's because of me. Let me back. You should hear him now.
Oh, I thought it was my sound settings.
Nope, that was me.
Ryan Lynch will be.
If I click on become crew chief, it automatically mutes your spotter, and that's where I kind of take over.
Down there in 6.
But I normally don't. But I normally don't do that because I want you to be able to hear your countdown into your pit.
Will be 19th, and Tyler Thomas will be in 20th.
21st, the 10 machine of Jay Becker, and with Christopher Norris all the way down in 22nd position. Zach Hall going to be back in 23rd. Philip Chavez in 24th. Sam Siegel in 25th. Dave McConnell in 26th spot. With Curtis Valechka in 27th. Harrison Gerwitz in 28th. In 29th would be Peter Dillon. A lot of drivers.
I got everything running.
Qualify. Kind of a surprise to see some, like we noted on, not able to even get a time to count. There was invalidated times that were thrown out, but surprising to see all the drivers from Zach Hall on back from 43rd.
It is
stage.
sunset.
Is it 30 or 40?
Curious on what the mindset is.
Let me see if it'll show me.
It could be interesting mindsets of.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I saw earlier on the picture it was 40, but I'm going to double check.
Maybe expecting a pile up in the first couple of laps, don't want to be involved in that. Or maybe just trying to get some data for Zach Hall. I mean, already secured into the playoffs. Maybe just trying to get some data on what this car can do in a long run on a mile and a half back in traffic in case he needs that for later on. But we're going to have to wait and see, Sam, as we're rolling off here to get this race started.
Tonight's race, we're also going to be having 2 driver cams to look at, and our pole sitter going to be Brian McCann, one of our 2 drivers. Andrew Medlin going to be the second driver with the camera of
Las Vegas.
Stage break at 40.
See the steering wheels. And for Brian McCann, trying to aim
yes, sir, 40, sir.
This season, and what a rookie season Brian McCann's had. I mean, he looked strong all the way back at the Clash before the season initially started.
Going to be under the lights too.
Yeah,
on every
liking it.
single race we go to. Certainly a favorite to watch out for here this evening.
That's going to make it hard to drive at the end, I believe.
Be quick, looking for a little bit.
You have a little bit more grip.
Yeah, it could be quick. Looking for that changeup. Really quick on the long runs. Kind of struggled this season on the long runs, so looking to see what he can do. And then can McCann carry over on this incredible rookie season and get himself his 5th win of the season here at Las Vegas.
Get his 5th win, get the momentum, playoff.
It's funny the broadcast keeps referring to you as a rookie.
Drivers, as it will be the 1st of November when we start giving you some full send racing, a playoff action. Before then, we got to figure out who's winning these.
All right, buddy, let's go. Good luck.
Of the season as we enter the restart zone. The Next Level Racing 200 is underway with Ross Tatum, Brian McCann roaring down into turn number 1.
McCann with a great jump over the 21 of Ross Tatum side by side with the 26 there. Travis Dart is ahead to 1 and 2, and this is where you got to be careful with cold tires as far as the torn is from getting loose on those cold tires. And Tatum going to try to hold that momentum, keep that 26.
Hey, Derek, thanks for the like. How's it going?
Tires, lap 1.
Back straight away.
Changing up schemes, going to be trying to start in that 26, going to be in the black and red and white machine in 2nd place. A lot of drivers going similar schemes.
The lights are on.
Turn number 4, and it all goes blue for Brian McCann as he crosses the line, leads lap number 1.
Oh, listen, you bottom out.
Be about 3/10.
I know. Need to get some pressure in them tires.
Took that first lap pretty calmly, and a lot of drivers further on back having some slight slides, giving each other plenty of space to work with as Andrew Medlin, Chris Stitz.
I think about a little bit of race management. You're already almost a half second ahead.
Yeah, Medlin trying to get by the 5 there side by side with.
Hey, Michael, thanks for the like.
Tires.
We've got Chris Stitz right behind him, and then the 39. I believe it's Brandon Pierce filling in this week for Doug as he's
only 131.
Is he starting his break from the season? But right now, Medlin is trying to hold on to see what he can do. Carlos a little tight though on him, Sam.
30.5, fastest man on track right now. Good job.
Back straight away.
Hey, Marissa, thanks for the like.
To the corners, and that's going to be something we're going to see a lot of.
Long time no see.
Tight off, it looks like.
Tires feel good.
Into these corners, trying to lose as much speed as they can. The rear end not feeling comfortable off the exit as we switch over toward Andrew Medlin cam for the 12 machine. It's gonna
How are those bumps in 1 and 2?
Sticker 39.
It doesn't upset the car, it just scares me.
He's calling his season for himself as he's got prior obligations that he's to worry about. As we look around this 12 machine and see them still side by side, this pack race scene.
I wonder if that'll change as the race goes on and you start to get a little bit more free.
These drivers staying this close to one another.
Eventually the tires will start to wear out on these guys and they'll start falling back through the field and get single filed out. But this is one of the nice things about Vegas. It allows this kind of...
It's weird. It's got better grip than practice.
And then it comes down to those guys.
Cooler temps. Let me actually go ahead and check the weather for you.
Start working their way up through the field. And the handling really starts to get away from him. And there goes Brandon Pierce. He gets loose into the field.
74-degree track, 71 air, caution's out.
Back up in the field and
My spotter still isn't doing anything. Are you clicked on it right now?
No.
just kept the car rolling.
Yeah, it must be a sound setting on my end.
Just lead to the inside wall and back up to the running course and collecting a few other drivers with them as
Let me go back and double check.
required damage after that hard collision after the initial spin. And as well, Alex.
Nope. Okay, I was spotting, but I didn't have the crew chief clicked on. You should hear him.
Incident and
Yeah, I just
If
heard
you
him.
don't, then there's a spotter.
You're going to see the 39 to 45.
Yeah, I got it back.
Quote unquote wind action as they got close off the exit.
So yeah, 74-degree track, 71-degree air. Sim time is 6:23.
Stretch that of Alex Jones hits as he's trying to stop the car from moving back up in the field, but it was such a hard collision, it set him back up, and Jay Becker just nowhere to go, and a hard smash for the 10 machine.
Yeah, just really nowhere for Becker to go at
Few
all.
fakes, only one guy so far decided to go on down pit road. Chris Stitz in the 17.
Just, like you said, the
4 tires over the wall.
number 2.
And maybe a couple more way in back.
And then, like you mentioned,
Yep.
the worst angle since the 45 right back up the racetrack.
Let's see, Zach Hall, I think, went down, and
So we're going to take a view of
maybe Pete Dillon.
spot. I mean, there really wasn't much that could happen here. Off the exit of the corner, those drivers make.
Why would they go down? Were they involved?
No, the only one that
Yo, see the white dot.
the only ones involved were Alex Jones and Jay Becker. They've and I'm going to guess that they had to tow.
There's no other place to go.
Yeah, they're showing 2 laps down.
Thomas, so
Yep.
if
Let me go
did
back.
make the
Yep, yeah.
initial jolt to
Yeah.
the inside,
Yep.
might have hit the
Let me go back and actually watch that wreck.
damage. Instead, he took the collision, thought maybe there was going to be enough space to squeeze.
He's already missing his front end clip.
Instead, that's the night for the 10 and the 40.
Fuel strategy is, I don't know.
Hope they can get their damage repaired before this race.
I don't even know how many gallons, laps of tank this thing will go.
This yellow gonna be topping off on fuel. Zach
The
Hall.
full tank, 100%, so
Chris Stitz, the one driver to take
if it goes like the other races in this league, we'll
here tonight.
only have to pit 1 green flag if it goes green after the stage.
The first 10 laps of the race.
Aggressive
Basically
call
just
there
cut
from
the,
Stitz. Surprise. I mean,
The last,
green.
everything, whatever happens after the stage, cut it in half.
So maybe playing a little bit of tire strategy, but that's a lot of cars he's got to get through. And then coming
Yeah.
into tonight,
The last 93 laps.
good over that of Andrew Medlin. So interesting call there from Stitz.
I think also it could be a thought of I'm trying to outpoint some of the other drivers around me, such as John Dart, Joshua Altus. I want to get those stage points. I'm going to use my tires now. Maybe I can help myself to get inside of our top 10 later on in this race. As our stage break for our top 10 drivers at the end of the stage, we'll get bonus
You
points.
racing this weekend, Derek?
We'll be at the end of lap 40. So the drivers still have quite a bit to
And
run,
senior.
but obviously some feeling like those tires are going to be important. Others thinking fuel could be important for themselves, maybe to stabilize this car as we get to this restart. Lights are off. About to get rolling is the field. I mean,
5 sets of tires.
Brian McCann took off like a rocket ship. How are his tires going to look now after he gets his tires cooled off and get ready for this run?
I think he'll be
10-4.
here at Vegas, typically really important. So I think Brian's gonna be sitting pretty good. It's gonna be the guys who are really aggressive, trying to make moves through the field. But I mean, even though it's only 5 laps, this track really notorious for wearing the tires. So
Oh, nice.
have to be really cautious. And we're going back to being stacked up on top of one another. Tires have cooled off a little bit. Cars could be a little bit loose. So drivers are gonna really have to be careful here in the first couple of laps.
Some drivers have been able to move up multiple positions. Some have stayed where they qualify.
All right.
Majority of the
So it's you, Tatum, Dart, and Collie as the top 5.
We'll see if the 5 machine can gain any more as we enter the restart zone. Pace car takes the hard left-hander to pit road. The next level racing 200 is going to be back underway as they hit the restart zone. A little bit of a delayed restart, but Brian McCann still with a car length ahead over the rest of the field.
Yeah, another great jump there from McCann. It's going to be that battle again, side by side for second. between Travis Dart, Ross Tatum. Last time out, Travis ended up losing this battle to the 21 as he came out of turn number 2. This time, Travis going to try to cover off the 21, but isn't able to slide up in time. But looks like he's got the momentum off the corner. He clears, and now it's going to be Brandon Colley side by side with John Dart into 3 and 4.
Damn, he stayed flat-footing in that turn, didn't he?
99 call on the move.
I chicken-footed it.
Found some grip at it. Colley takes the 2-for-1 special through 3 and 4. He'll move up into 3rd place. And
But he's good. He'll hurt for it later on.
99 shooting.
Yeah, I'm saving the right.
Trusting.
I'm saving the right rear right now, but he just lost big time in that turn.
Trusting on is the tires warm enough to allow you to have that grip. As we saw how loose these drivers can be under qualifying conditions. That move works out great. They're going to be single file for most of
I bet he tried to go flat foot in that one and it didn't work.
going on for back for 6th place as Andrew Medlin and Brandon Pierce
I wouldn't doubt it.
side by side with one another as well on screen battling for 10th place. It's
Starting to get really single file already behind you.
Whistler on the outside.
Yeah, they have William Duff, Will Bustler battling down there into 1 and 2. Duff taking the bottom. Bustler's going to elect to take that middle line. That's the nice thing about Vegas as well, Sam. 3 lines. So
I think the first side-by-side battle right now is for about P8, P9.
Bustler's going to be able to take that spot away on the outside and actually dive into the inside of the 15. And Kim Campbell down here in 3 and 4, trying to carry that momentum he got off of 2 to maybe another position.
It's top to bottom. That one using the momentum perfectly. Going to be just having a nose ahead as it comes to the line. Money slap himself in a 19.
You're second up.
Is the one Will Bustler. Also other drivers up ahead. 2nd place battling as Travis Dart under fire from the 99 and Brandon Colley. And Colley, I mean, he's had some runs and races where he thought he had
Don't go harder than you have to. Save a little bit if you can.
This 99 record, I think tonight could be one of my best chances to get into victory lane. He's proven in other leagues for that Brandon Colley that he can be fast here at Las Vegas. Just want to show that speed here tonight.
It's on rails though.
I can see that.
That's one scenario. You think back to the chances he had looked really good. At that of Martinsville, got caught up in a wreck late, or got caught up in a wreck early, and he caught up in a bizarre restart incident late in that race that took him out of
This binding coming out of 4.
Indianapolis.
What's that?
He got blocked all the way into
This binding coming out of 4.
Got you.
107, and now Colley looking for a chance to win and end himself into the playoffs up to 2nd place. And Travis Dart falling here a little bit is the Ross Tatum in 21 able to get underneath him, and here comes his brother, the 5 of John Dart, looking to the inside going into turn number 1.
John Dart knows how to be quick here as well.
1.5 over 2.
Punch getting quicker and quicker each race throughout this season. It's been a pleasure to watch John Dart kind of evolve as a driver these last couple of seasons on.
Made it a little adjustment there, and I think it helped.
Maybe having a good qualifying run once or twice a season, and now, but periodically, just always inside of our top 5. It feels like every single race we go to. Currently in that a bit.
Oh, big push coming out of 2.
Looking good as
The right front is giving out.
I heard your tires squealing a lot more.
it's Cedric Hunter who's up 3 spots at the tail end of this pack.
Yeah, you're kind of curious to see how the pace is going to work out for the 12, the 39, and the 7. They seem to be a little bit less aggressive here on the start, along with the 26 Travis Dart. Dart's given up a couple of positions here. So as this run plays out, see how well they've done on tire saving. But right now, everybody kind of nose to tail, looking to see if the driver in front of them slips up. As we look back here, check the 24 camera start going from move on the 3 of Ryan Lynch through the tri-oval.
Using the travel, that's fair game to go down to. Drivers just have to trust that they're going to have space.
Ollie behind you really not opening the wheel the same way as you are coming up and off the corner. He's putting in a little extra left, so he's gonna scrub a little bit more than you.
18th position, Christopher Norris is up that of 8 spots.
I made a wheel change there, and that was the wrong way.
By Ryan Lynch. Currently,
I got to make a foot change.
that were involved in our
Gotcha.
first caution.
Oh, still.
Number 7, Alex Jones, Dave Becker, both caught up in a wreck with terminal damage for both vehicles. Thought maybe they'd sit in pit road and just
Still 1.3 over Colleen now.
instead both drivers called it.
Yeah, it's not the wheel, it's the foot.
Another second back to
Drivers under pit road under
Tatum.
caution decided to take tires. Chris Ditz only up to that of 18th position. That's right on board with a 0-0 of Steven Bustler in this machine trying to work the outside lane.
Yeah, trying to work the outside lane, and right below him is going to be that 17 car. Chris Stitz down there on the apron through the trial over there. But Steven Bustler using that outside lane, trying to get that momentum kept up in that 0-0 car And right in front of them, I believe that's the 6th.
You're pulling Collie on entrance of the corner. He's got a little bit better of an exit than you.
Momentum is key here in Las Vegas. Any type of a blip or a misstep on the exit of the corners, it's going to be crucial on maybe losing one.
That tells me that he's backing up the corner more.
I mean, this track, Las Vegas, there's a lot of other tracks you can try to say it's similar to, but probably one of the most 8.5-mile tracks. You could say with the amount of banking there is at this course and how fast you can fly around here.
Yeah, it's really kind of on its own. I mean, you'd think similar to maybe a Kansas, a Chicagoland, but it really kind of drives completely different than all those. You got the unique characteristics of the bumps.
There you go, stayed even that time.
And then 3 and 4, it's not as round as you typically think it is. Kind of a little bit sharper of a corner than what you would traditionally see. So it takes a little bit more.
It's not good up here.
So a really fun track to drive around and really kind of with the amount of different grooves that you can take.
I did not practice a long run.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a joy to see it.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Racing
Yeah.
is going to happen at the end of the race. But
Well, I got 20 more laps.
starts
1 second.
is traditionally what you get to see, like on screen, drivers using multiple different lanes, trying to move forward.
Well, once he gets to your dirty air, it's gonna hurt him a little bit.
It's deciding to pit on lap 7. And right now we are seeing that advantage of tires right at about a 10 to 2/10 faster than the rest of the field. Each lap that passes by, even in dirty air, the 17.
I need to do a foot and a wheel adjustment here.
The top 10. I mean, if this race stays green until the end of our stage, the end of lap 40 will be that lap. And I think Stitz has got a good chance to maybe crack the top 5 here at this pace.
You're keeping him at a second back, so he might actually be in your air already.
Surprised, but not surprised that new tires. I wouldn't have thought with the little amount of laps that we ran before that first caution that it'd make that big of a difference. But apparently, 5 to 7 laps on tires is going to make a big difference here. And Stitz doing a great job working his way through the field top.
And he's really not searching around for any kind of an alternate line. You're down on the white line, so is he. You're coming up and off, so is he.
11.
And it's on both sides of the track, so he's not going to gain much.
Half a turn ahead of where he currently is, but same at that pace. I think you're right. Could find himself maybe inside the top 5 before this is all said and done.
Already on 11, now trying to make the pass for 10 as seen 17 get by the 15 machine. You also might be noticing, hey, there's a lot of pink out there on track. Well, the drivers for October running a lot of pink on their vehicles to show their support for breast cancer awareness, as the pink ribbon is the awareness color and logo. Some drivers, majority of them have ran throughout this month different pink schemes, and right now, seeing some drivers run on the pink. Others, it's been their traditional colors, such as the 7 to Cedric Hunter, who's always, he's out there racing. We see the pink Hello Kitty machine. And Travis Dart, John Dart, trying to move forward as
There we go. I pulled on him.
them in half in the 7.
That was what I needed.
More to that mixture.
Trying to get to the inside here out of turn number 2, but John's going to have that momentum down the back straightaway. Cedric's going to have
Yeah, I'm getting it loose
Yeah,
again.
you're back to 1.1.
hard to run that bottom with those bumps and upsets. The front makes it a little bit tight.
Okay.
Out of the throttle. Down here through 3 and 4, though, we're going to try to close back in. John got a pretty good run down the back straightaway, closed in on the rear bumper of the 12 of Andrew Medlin, as these 3 really kind of on top of one another here down past the start finish.
Start lap 25, but having so far into this run, yes, we had the yellow back at lap 7, but I'm curious on the back.
Food for thought a little bit later on. Chris Stitz, one of the guys that came down under that caution, started in the rear. He is up to P10 already.
To run, you want to carry some good speed as John Dart trying to work that middle groove, but he slots himself right back down to that inside line through the middle.
Yeah, it seems a little weird. Typically here in Vegas, you'll see these guys go up that middle groove, that outer groove in 3 and 4 really.
About to be a battle for P2 that's going to help you. Chris Colley, Ross Tatum.
4 using that middle groove, but just kind of know where to go as he closes in on the rear bumper of Andrew Medlin. Now we're going to try to use the middle groove here through 1 and 2. You see the 5 car all over the rear bumper of the 12. Trying to get that run, but just nowhere to go for him as he's going to look to go to that middle groove again down here through 3 and 4.
Staying right on that's top and then drops down to center up the 5 machine as soon as possible, gassing up the throttle and with the run.
Looks like they've changed that up. They're going to stay nose to tail.
Turn number 1 and Medlin.
Still one a little over 1 second.
Expect a huge run, and he's already on the throttle and pulling away from the 5. Just immediately Andrew Medlin defending and not wanting to give up 5th place. And again, Andrew Medlin in a spot where he's 13th in points. There's not enough races for this 12 to start. to have a win in your in-system work for the 12 machine. He needs every single
Bad entry.
if he's going to point his way into the playoffs.
Yeah, he needs all these points. Can't afford to give up any stage points here to these guys behind him and doing a great job. I think that's where you're going to have to be to make a pass late in a run. You're going to have to be on that outside line. You're going to have to find a way to get to the outside.
You stayed on par as far as gap goes.
Around you.
I had to use my right front to do it, though.
This race progresses, and right now it just looks like it's difficult to pass for these guys, but Chris Ditz slowly starting, Sam, to catch this group.
Next time by, it'll be 10 to go to stage.
Brian Lynch trying to hold off 38 of Christopher Norris.
Oh, that was a lot better.
Scare off the exit of 2, had to go all the way down to the inside of 8.
Ooh, it didn't.
This position
Didn't help my time, though.
closing in quickly on the 3 machine.
Hey, Doug, thanks for the light.
Trying to figure out where to place himself. Looks the little grooves where he wants to go. Is Cameron Sarn. Chris Stitz having a little bit of a scare because Stitz had a
You increased your gap over second, 1.13, 1.15.
and almost fell to the clutches of the
Second and third now nose to tail.
Yeah.
So just hit your marks, run your race.
For about 1 or 2 internet blinks a race, but looks like he's kind of back in it, and it doesn't look like any
You
issue.
got to get on the throttle later.
It's always a giant scare as a driver when somebody blinks out in front of you, especially when you're as close to the guys as you are here at Vegas. I mean, kind of throws you off from where you think they're gonna be and cause an incident. I mean, we've seen it sometimes where guys blink back in, get spun across the nose, but thankfully no contact made between them.
Ollie's moved up to about half a lane off the bottom in the corners.
happen when a driver is having these issues, but a lot of speed up front. Battle for second place. Spranic Ollie, who's been quickly trying to run down Brian McCann as fast as possible. Doesn't look like he'll run down in time as we find ourselves with 10 more laps to go in this stage. Gets the end of the stages into lap 40 for these drivers. But Ross Tatum, always known for saving his tires for later on in the run, and he's looking to try to figure out
little loose.
how to set up this 99 Barbie machine. Here it is, 21.
Gotcha.
Himself to make this pass.
That's a good question. How does he make this pass if and when the opportunity opens itself up? I mean, they've closed in on the 8 of Brian McCann. They closed it down to a little under 1 second here. And
I completely screwed that one up.
They got a little bit of separation between second and third now, so he's not exactly pushing on you.
faster as they continue to close in. And, catching them's one thing, Sam. We've seen the 21 catch the
He's going up to about second to almost a third lane, second and a half.
outside, but we're just going to have to
Is he quicker?
You trust
Yep, he's up to 8/10 behind you.
and you can throw it in there on the entry or the exits where drivers have been having.
Your last lap was 32.09, his is 32.05. So he's just kind of creeping.
Hunter, and now trying to set up how to get by that of
Ooh.
and also get by John.
He got real tight at the end.
Protecting his tires, and right now one of the
I don't think he's going to catch you,
race up 7 spots, tied with Chris Ditz. Still, Christopher Norris is the biggest mover with
especially if Tatum gets underneath him.
Will Bustler's proving, hey, maybe you don't have the
Hold on to it.
stretch
Good job.
to save tires and then push forward, but right now trying to gain some good points in positioning.
5 to go next time by.
trying to get as many spots as he can here and really benefiting off that battle between Medlin and Jean Dark. He was able to get to the outside of the 5, gets that pass done through 3 and 4. Now trying to convert that run to get around maybe the 12 with Medlin, but Medlin covers him off down here into 1 and 2. And Cedric Hunter now going to try to
Your last laps were tied, 32.06 flat.
His Dart looks really tight off the corner, and he's going to have to give up that spot to the 7 as well.
Ends up positioning and Will Bustler and Cedric Hunter.
Battle for P2. This is going to help you now.
That's the 5 machine. It's Will Bustler carrying the momentum, and I feel like Will's done this in past seasons. The last 2 seasons, this one, it seems like when he finally starts hitting a groove, maybe it's a top 5 finish, maybe
Oof.
it's not
I had
bad, he gets pumped.
That turn, whatever that one is getting
Ollie's
tough.
loose just like you.
Here tonight after his win last week in Texas, trying to go for a top 5 run here before the stage is over. As we
He hasn't gained any more.
to go, about to be 5.
Your last lap, 32.07. His was a 32.1.
Laps on the stage, but again, down here in this unenviable position of being stuck on the bottom, and you can just see the difference in speed between being
Working lap 36.
the groove with Cedric Hunter just drives right around the outside of him, and behind him, Brandon Pearson a little bit of a moment as he gets passed by the 38 of Christopher Norris.
And Norris is trying to move up and gain some bonus points as well. It's moves up to 12. He's got his sights clearing on Ken Gamble and Chris Stitz trying to get inside of him. Top 5 is bleeped up. Qualified 10th. He's fallen now down to 10th.
Bill 8/10 back.
Now down to 14. Brandon Pierce as well, and 39 on screen, 08 on our ticker. It's falling back to 13th position. Double drivers falling back, but still we know they can be quick as Race control indicating to the drivers that you got 2 more laps before you can, if you want to pit. Otherwise, pits are going to be closed. You got to trust your fate with these tires to make it.
I'm into lap 38.
This run, and a huge shout out to race control means Steve Benjamin has been race control all season long, and as well helps out on Wednesday nights for the WSSR. It's information, penalties, when laps counters are, and informing drivers to watch out, as right now this competition is ramping up, and Cameron Sarton decided to join in the fray as the 24 trying to take a couple of spots as he's wooing the 5 forward.
Yeah, giving John Dart a little bit of a push down the front straightaway, trying to figure out where he wants to go in this battle. You kind of know where to go for the 24 right now. Is John going to build that momentum up off the high side here out of turn number 2?
Still 7/10 back.
He's going to drag the 24 of Cameron Sarton along with him down the back straightaway. They both clear the 1 of Bustler. Sarton again going to take that outside line and see if he can set up the 5 of John Dart.
2 to go.
Here out of turn number 4.
That outside quarter panel or clear the 1 of Will Bustler. He'll clear Bustler, fall in line, down to the apron. Instead, we give the bomb trap to the 5 machine on the front stretch. See how much speed they can carry and try to run down Andrew Medlin as Medlin. Also Hunter, they are almost door banging through the center of 1 and 2. Exit the corner, the 12's got the run. And also for John Dart, he holds back Cameron Sarton as this grouping of 5, the great battling for 5th, back to
Coming to 40.
Back to 9th. It's been a good group of 5 drivers putting on a show.
Yeah, been a really good battle between these guys. And the one guy that I expected to see up here was going to be the 17 of Chris Titz, but Sam, he's fallen off. Kind of abused those new tires and really struggling now, but these 4 are still battling side by side. Brian McCann with about a 7/10 of a second lead. Here as we see on screen, just kind of driving away, cruising to what could potentially be a stage win. And Colley's still trying to chase him down. Sam, I think he's going to run out of laps.
Yeah, Colley just needs a couple of more laps to work with, and I think he would have caught the 8 of Brian McCann. It's McCann, exit out of turn number 4.
Yellow should fly.
10 drivers get stage bonus points. 10
There it is. Good job, sir. Stage belongs to you.
Brian McCann is
A
going
little
to
playoff point there.
Yep.
for this 8 machine as the stage yellow.
I know what I need to do for the rest of the race, but I'm at a disadvantage because my settings are way off for these track conditions.
And this is exactly the type of a race Brian McCann needs with the playoffs right around the corner.
Yeah, build that.
Is there anything that you can do from your wheel as far as adjustments go?
Let's get the stage win in a really dominant performance. I led the first 41 laps of this race, and
Yeah,
I'm sure he's feeling pretty good. Sam,
yeah, but I'm afraid to.
this race.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling
I just have to do it mentally.
himself.
You got 90 laps, man.
Swiping off.
Yeah, we'll look at to see what the tires are here.
Yep.
Those 40 laps are in the book.
But they wasn't really doing much better than I was at the end of 40, so
When we come back, it's
maybe it won't be too bad.
no longer will there be stage race.
No, mostly at the end of 40, that was them 2 drafting. Every now and then, the 21 would duck underneath Colley, but for the most part, they were nose to tail,
One on track
and they still weren't catching you.
Stage break yellow, and it's time to see who's going to get the win. We'll find out right after this.
Well, not much anyway. When they were side by side, you were pulling.
Pit boxing 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Oh, for a minute, I thought you were going to be short in the box.
I was a little safe on that one.
That's it, go.
Flashbacks of Indy.
Line up single file. Catch
Gotcha.
the A car.
I went 52 there. I was hoping I didn't get a black. I ain't got one yet.
Your
I think we're
tire
good.
wear, holy cow.
Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment right off a go. There ain't no double stints in this, is it?
No, Track's like a rubber grader.
I would have to imagine the draft just makes it all that much worse.
Yeah.
Why behind for fifth?
Yeah, once he got to about 1.1 to 1 second flat, he couldn't do anything with you. He wasn't gaining on you until Tatum started to push him a little bit.
It's bottom line. Here it comes. I know.
And they were only gaining on the straightaway.
Crawford, the 74 gets through somehow, and they just completely demolish one another. Driving down low, drifting up, trying to be the stealer. Here he comes, Cedric Hunter. He steals it, but he somehow drove it in the corner to wreck it. Oh, they wrecked each other. The top two bounced into one another. Just too much of side drifting off of, and they got to be careful. Oh no, the 4 demolishes in the 28.
God, I hate the streamers commercial.
That
is so annoying.
Freaky Fast Broadcasting Tuesday night for the Next Level Racing 200 at Las Vegas.
Is it louder than normal?
No, it's like they get excited about whatever's happening on track and their voice gains like 10 octaves.
A ton of other drivers.
Oh, gotcha.
How to beat this 8 machine. With that Brandon Colley as well as Ross Tatum settling directly behind.
They're flipping. Oh, man.
Rob Warrior Junior Ray Productions in the background. And Trevor, that first stage, really picture perfect for Brian McCann. But the rest of the field, they were starting to get a little bit of knowledge on how they want to run the rest of this race.
Yeah, get a good 40 lap gauge on what the tires.
Do you have lane choice?
How they can make passes, how they can't make passes. So,
well, not now.
Learning advantage, and for Brian McCann, I think
before 1 to go, I do.
You're getting back out in that clean.
Wow, what are you thinking?
And then letting these
high side.
You try to figure out how to run you down and get back by you. Brandon Colley came close, got it to within 0.6 of a second, Sam. But that 8 machine, I think as long as he's in clean air, I think he's gonna be hard to get.
Not now. Maybe a little bit later if it comes down to like a green white checker or something like that.
React, knowing that.
Are you thinking it'll force them too wide?
Drivers now race it to the end of this run, and for Brandon Colley and Cedric Hunter, they're both in a practically must-win scenario.
Being the control car, you always get that jump.
They got to beat the most witnessed driver this season, being Brian McCann. McCann comes into tonight with 4 wins, and he's top the board. If you look at points overall, by quite a large margin over Cameron Sarton and Zach Hall. As speaking of those other drivers, last season's champion Zach Hall only back in 15th place, Cameron Sarton in 11th. They both have a lot of work if they want to move forward. And also, what is Chris Stitz going to do in the 17 machine? How well is he going to work to try to crack back into the top 10?
All right, buddy, it's all on you.
We're stacked up.
Get a great restart.
Next turn number 4 as we get ourselves prepared for the last dash to figure out who's winning here for race number 14 of the season. As they enter the restart zone, Brian McCann, Brandon Colley, the Next Level Racing 200 is back underway with the 8 already gone from the rest of the field.
Another great jump there, but also a good start from the 99 of Brandon Colley. He's not going to have to worry about doing battle with anybody down into turn number 1. Instead, it's going to be the battle for third between Ross Tatum and the 21 and 12 of Andrew Medlin. Tatum going to try to use that momentum on the bottom side, the shorter way around the track. He's going to clear the 12 of Andrew Medlin. Maybe take a look to the inside of the 99 of Brandon Colley. Backs off. Here comes Cedric Hunter, and the 7 going to look into the inside of the 12 machine.
Drivers recognizing how really couple of laps with fresh rubber are. You want to make these passes early, efficiently, and then start saving your rubber for late in the run. And some drivers recognizing it is go time, such as the 7 of Cedric Hunter, already trying to bounce his way forward, but they're trapped for a moment. John Gard comes outside Medlin on the inside, and no draft help on the back stretch. It's just head backwards right now for the 7 machine. It's our top 2. McCann, Colley, they continue to try to pull away as the rest of the field side by side and almost thinking about 3 wide.
Almost thinking about 3 wide there, and Cedric Hunter got a little bit loose out of turn number 4 on the opening lap. Andrew Medlin.
Fastest lap, 30.5.
4 almost ripped it up into the 5 of John Gard. That's actually going to allow the 7 of Cedric Hunter to get that position away from him. Almost 3 wide behind him with the Dark Brothers going 3 wide. They're thinking about going 3 wide with Will Bustler, but Travis backs out of that instead and might have to give up the position to the 15 of King Campbell, as all these guys stacked up on top of one another still.
And also starting to see Freaky Fast Racing trying to move forward as a group. Ken Campbell, also Christopher Norris trying to find their way to catch up to their team of Andrew Medlin. Medlin continues to try to bend his way forward. 15 and 38. Currently trying to settle themselves.
30.49.
His camera
Going plaid.
not able to advance at all. Still stuck at 11 since the restart. And working that outside groove as Travis Dart, he once was battling for up inside for top 5. Well, he slid through his box under our last yellow flag pit stops. 26, losing over 3 positions. Now he's got a wall trying to get through.
Yeah, he's got a lot of drivers he's got to get back by, starting with the one of Will Bustler, and they're going to be still side by side going into turn number 1 right behind them.
And faster last lap.
Campbell all the way up the racetrack through 1 and 2, almost got up into the outside wall, but he hangs on to it. But Travis Dart still doing battle with the one of Will Bustler. Going to have that momentum back.
Half second back already.
You got to worry about where does that 5 place his car? Does he cut off this run from the 26? Looks like the 5 of John Dart going to place his car right there in the middle, drop down late, and that might check up the 26 just enough to allow Will Bustler to continue this battle down the front stretch.
Side by side action going on for third position in Ross Tatum.
What's the pit window look like?
Let's find out.
Right behind, right pick and choose where to go. And Tatum's in that tricky spot where he'd like to save his tires, but if he gets trapped behind other drivers, saving rubber really is going to be just nullified. The amount of work that's going to take to get past some of this crew as the 21 stays low and now starting to head backwards again.
Yeah, down to 4th, essentially main focus. Here comes John Dart in the 5. Going to try to use that momentum to get by him on the outside. Cedric Hunter not going to waste any time though. He's going to go to the inside of Andrew Medlin down into 1 and 2. On board with the one of Will Bustler. You can see it's up ahead.
Shut that down.
Cedric Hunter gets that position away from him. Here goes Travis Dart going to try to drive it to the outside of the 21 of Ross Tatum, who's really looking like he's trying to save tires here.
It's a freight train. Everyone on the outside able to drive by this 21 machine. He is gifting every spot, and you can tell that you like to fight. The tires, mind in the 21, always more important, especially on the fact that he's already got his win. He's locked into the playoffs. Might as well try some sneaky tactics on figuring out what's going to work, what's not going to work for the 21. As Will Bustler, bigger mover so far, currently up 6 spots where he qualified up to 8th place, but Will was probably one of the faster drivers making the charge late in the stage at the end of lap 40. So watch out for this one. If he can find a way to save his tires and stay this close to the front runners, it might be one of the shockers to watch out for. As you see the 39 on screen, 05 on our ticker. That's Brandon Pierce. He's currently battling Christopher Norris back for the 12th position.
Back there in 12th, just going to kind of fall in line behind Norris, who's right behind the 17 of Chris Stinsky. Campbell not too far in front of them. And these four kind of pulling away there from the 77 of William Duff, then the 32 of Zach Hall back there behind them. That's going to be the, I believe, 14th and 15th position. Then you got Jonathan Burt there in the 6th, not too far off of them. So the field kind of starting to spread out.
43 laps.
Sam, as we get this run go.
Yeah, I would say probably pretty in the middle, back half of the field, kind of giving each other plenty of space to work with. They're top 13. Continuing to stay on top of one another, not giving any space for each other, but this is the back half of the field that's giving each other some threats. It's 19 all the way back to that.
That's cutting this run in half.
On top
Just about. Went back, might have to save a little bit. Went back green with 90 to go, maybe a little under. So you should be very, very close.
Things are they try to attack on one another in the early.
I'll recheck it all right now.
Third of the run. The drivers are trying to take every position possible. Phil Chavez able to get by the 55 Sam Siegel and trying to slot into the 22nd position. The 21st position, but not able to. It's the 101. As these drivers continue to battle side by side, back for 21st position. We also want to give a huge shout out to some of the amazing sponsors here for the Full Send Racing Series. That being the Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. A Butt Kicker is a solid object attached to
you'll be good.
according to your seat. Allows you to feel the sounds, not just hear them. Get yourself more.
What's half of this run? So
46 and a half.
Thanks so much
All right.
for being one of the major sponsors of the Send Racing Series. And talk about attaching it to a racing.
So let's see.
On over to Next Level Racing. Next Level Racing has racing brakes for you to elevate your racing abilities. Like in an actual car, seating setups that are.
So you're looking at lap 47.
Your bank account, or for the more expensive,
If you want to go in early.
in a racing setup. Go to Next Level Racing and check out which racing rig you'd like to level up with.
But you can go further.
Well, with getting your Butt Kicker and Next Level Racing, for some drivers, they like to get themselves a button box. That's when you go to Sim Studios. Go to Gersim Studios on Etsy and see their wide range of button boxes.
Nah, I want to cut it in half.
Find
Okay.
your way through your black box on iRacing. Or if you're an admin, help you be more efficient. All yellows, perfectly rated black flags. Thank you to the three.
So then you'll be looking at about 13 laps.
And in 15th position, it's William Dubb.
What?
And a huge sponsor that also helps out is the On the Throttle podcast.
What?
Give you a recap of NASCAR and racing related topics throughout the week. It's a weekly podcast that gives you the conversations. But
13 from here?
You want to come in on lap 47 if you want to.
Throttle podcast today on how
No.
playoffs situation is looking like on NASCAR. Well, that's going to be our 4 major sponsors so far. Trevor,
You're not even halfway yet.
still, it's Brian McCann and Brandon Colley, but Colley, he's now falling back to less than over a second back from the 8 machine.
Yeah, he got up there to about 7/10 and now kind of dropped back. I don't know if he's trying to save maybe a little bit of tire. Looking at the lap times, I mean, he's running fairly similar lap times to that of Brian McCann. This time about a 10th quicker than that 8 machine. So Colley maybe going with a little bit of tire saving, but second, about 1.2 seconds to gap between those two. Going to be interesting to see if he can run him back down. Like
You want to go about another 26 laps.
he's got some hungry drivers trying to close in on him with Cedric Hunter, John Dart, trying to get back up there, and Ross Tatum trying to make a couple of moves to get some of those positions that he lost.
I would agree. Those are some hungry drivers trying to run them down, but it's kind of the window that Brandon Colley was in. He was staying about
1.1 back to P2.
2 seconds away from Brian McCann for most of the run. It wasn't until about 30 to 35 laps into the long run that we saw that switch of Brandon Colley really catching up to Brian McCann. So Colley's just going to hold out for another 10 to 15 more laps. Keep the distance close, and we might see
Hey, Blair, thanks for the like. How's it going?
21 fell back to 7th at one moment. He's trying to push his way forward, crack back into the top.
Oh, BP!
Butler do the same tactic as that 21.
Yeah, those battling right there. Ross Tatum getting by the 26 of Travis Dart. Here comes Bustler to the inside of Andrew Medlin and 24 Cameron Sargent. He's going to look to maybe follow this one machine, but not close enough. As that battle between Bustler and Medlin still going to continue out of turn number 2. Medlin's going to have that momentum though off the top.
Unfortunately, from my exhaustion, I'm starting to find myself zone out.
Just a little bit, but Travis is going to take it all the way to the bottom and give that top line to the 12 of Medlin. He's going to try to continue that momentum here off of turn number 4.
Well, you're holding a really steady gap back to P2. Also back to Colley. He's 2+ back behind. So just keep running the line that you're running and focus on your marks.
We'll also get into the mix on where to place.
Don't look for the black dog.
Just joining us, well, welcome to the show on Tuesday nights for the Full Set Racing Series. This is the second to last race of the regular season, and we've got a good showing here with the pink machines heading on to the fray. 12 of Andrew Medlin, Will Bustler, they got to be worried about the 2-time champ of the 24, Karen Sargent, who's going to duck that.
Unlike last time, the 99 doesn't have anybody up his trumpet to give him a little bit of a push, and he's got to that 1 to 1.1 second gap between the two of you to where he's in your air. He's not gaining anything.
Your owner, 2-time champ.
Yeah, putting the pressure on. He shoved the one of Will Bustler clear of the 12 of Andrew Medlin. Now going to see if he can use this bottom line to work his way past the 12 machine as well. Norris going to go up there and try to give maybe a little bit of assistance to his teammate. Looks like Sargent's car really hooked up well as he drives right past the Andrew Medlin. Now going to drive it to the outside of the one of Will Bustler.
I keep making mistakes, though.
He found an opening, shifted, sent it, and hoped
Still a second back.
as the 24. Medlin didn't back out just slightly. That could have gone horrendously bad, but instead the 24 here is clear, and he takes off on the outside and able to clear by the one of Will Bustler. Now up to 7th place for one of our biggest movers so far here tonight, being Cameron Sargent, his next driver in front.
Where he was gaining on you on exit, he's not anymore.
That's 26. Really just looked like a sitting duck. By the way, we're seeing this 24 ride as we hit the halfway marker.
I got 1 and 2 down pretty good. 3 and 4, I'm struggling.
Underneath these cars, and looks like he's got enough grip to make these passes still work for himself down here in 1 and 2. Going to get a little bit tight though off the corner. But I think Travis having to back out just a little bit is going to allow Cameron Sargent there to get that position done. Can slide up when he needs to. Going to clear up in front of that 26 machine. Another position gain now. Just has to run down the 5 of John Dart and 21 of Ross Tatum now in front of him.
Now trying to make a push forward. Each drivers line up, get prepared. laps through the lap 7 in this field. Brian McCann's still leading the charge, but his gap's starting to dwindle away, and we're now starting to see that swing of drivers that used up their tires, starting to lose some of that heat. Those that were protecting and defending, starting to move forward. It's a long train of just everyone trying to go forward from 4th all the way back to around 14th position, being led by Ross Tatum. He's trying to pull this string along to see that last season champion Zach Hall, and as well fill-in driver of Brandon.
I mean, lap 70 looks like
those two battles.
looks like Brandon's starting to gain just a little bit, down to 8/10 back.
That of
Looks like the last 5 laps in a row, 600ths, 900ths, few thousandths, 700ths, and then 3. So he's starting to chip in, but at the same point, you're keeping him at bay. He's not 9/10ths back now.
The drivers that
So he's literally just hundredths at a time.
really going up this stage of this stint, he was very aggressive, trying to defend for all the positions that he could, and working that outside lane.
You were faster that lap.
Which is split with 12, and now it's kind of a sitting duck to those that are slowly making their charge forward. But that outside lane's still a great defensive.
Damn, that was a good turn.
To hold off drivers that are trying to pass him inside.
Yeah, you can really pinch that driver down, not let him get back into the throttle and kind of kill his momentum. But Zach Hall going to get that pass done down here through 3 and 4. This opens the door for Brandon Pearson, the 39.
He's back to his second.
Inside, but he's not going to be close enough. So that Evander Medlin got
Let's see if I can replicate that in 3 and 4 here.
that 12 machine, but Pierce not looking to make him too comfortable here as he maybe looks to the
Okay.
inside. But he's going to have to hold in line here behind the 12 from Medlin and take a little bit of a look at his
Nope.
1 and 2, but just going to have to hold steady here down the back straightaway.
And then in front of that group, see on screen, on chain, the 26 Travis Dart continue to fall backward.
No gain on you.
Lights and handle Chris have been able to slot their way inside of the top 10. And some drivers deeper in the field over the radio, calling for pit road. And Trevor,
He's still running the same line as you. Hasn't started searching up the track yet.
leaded.
Start.
We were thinking about pit stops.
We're going to start.
Only
Reminders
50.
because we're running up.
Around 45-50 is the window. We're going to see some drivers think about pitting on the distance, which, if that's the number we're aiming for, these drivers are still about 15 laps away from that window that we're expecting them to make that stop.
Yeah, early stop. If some do elect to come down pit road, you're thinking maybe a 2 stop from here. If you come in early, if you can wait to that lap 50 mark, which will put them around lap 90. It's going to be this pit stop, and that'll be it. So interesting, strategy calls if these guys do elect to maybe.
I'll let you know if Brandon Colley pits
one stop or
before you.
massive.
That way you can come in next lap.
As Kim Campbell getting passed here by his teammate Christopher Norris in 38.
He could easily make up a second
15 just
on fresh rubber.
to defend, but it's so difficult, especially with the major runs you can build up on the outside. And Norris, it would make the pass cleanly for 8th, as Dart still
1.1
Yeah.
back now.
will allow a little bit of traffic.
Do not want him to short pit.
Put it middle sides otherwise, and he's trying to find a way to move forward as best as drivers can. And right now, as this group continues to fight for who's going to be in 8th place, I'm keeping my eye out also for the leaders. Brian McCann's
I want to go in before he does.
Okay.
We're about to hit that swing I was talking about, where we saw it during the stage, where Colley really started to chip away and close.
Tony Brent is pitting now.
Leader Brian McCann, I'm curious if the 99 might have a
That's all the way in the back.
speed. Brian McCann learned something, as he's one of the few drivers that has a spotter, a real life person giving him information compared to having a digital or online spotter. So maybe this aids getting a little bit more information of, hey, Colley did this. You need to change your bar tactic for the end of this race.
Oof.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about having the real life spotter, can kind of tell you where that car behind you is running, where he's gaining time on you, and you can adjust accordingly. And right now, running almost identical lap times between him and Brandon Colley. We're on board with Brandon Colley here down the front straightaway. You can kind of see it as that time by. Colley a little bit faster, but not by much, as that gap stays steady at about 1 second.
Yeah, just a couple of hundredths difference in time, and with being a full second difference between the two drivers, it's not a lot of ground that you're making up on the driver.
How many laps?
Into maybe a different
133 minus current lap.
changing
133 minus the 40 is 93. And then splitting that in half is 46 laps.
few laps better tires than someone else, but a change of maybe the undercut. So that's when you pit sooner than the driver had. That could be the call, but hey, that last go around, Colley's starting to find just a little bit more speed each and every lap. You're seeing it now. I mean, when it's in the green, that's when the 99 is closing in.
Yeah, closing in ever so slightly, and maybe he does go for that undercut. I mean, a lap here could get you the lead, and that clean air can make all the difference. I mean, we've seen it from McCann. I mean, once he's gotten that lead, been able to run his own pace, hasn't had to worry about any pressure, can take care of those tires. And even though this gap is closing, I mean, it's taken Brandon Colley, damn, almost 40 laps. So even start to close in this gap on the 8 machine.
Yeah, but look at that last lap. A huge gain from Brandon Colley. The swing is here, and it's Brandon Colley 35 laps into the run. This is where Colley was finding that advantage during the first stage. Get to that stage, he was about 6/10 off.
Colley gained a little over a tenth that lap, down to 8/10.
Colley now within 8/10, and other drivers are also starting to try to close in, like that of Cameron starting in the 24, Ross Damon as well. They're running just as fast as that.
He's about a groove up off the bottom now.
I made some mistakes. I should be better here.
Cameron's
Okay.
all over the rear bumper of the 7 machine. He's going to look for the outside, try to set him up here out of turn number 2 as he dives it back to the bottom, gets the run here down the back straightaway. Where is he going to go with it? He's going to go to the inside. Looks like he is down here through 3 and 4 to get past the 7 machine, Sam. And I got to say, that 24 car, when he's not in track,
Not going down on the apron, he's staying right on the white line, same as you.
this pass done, might have something for Brandon Colley and Brian McCann.
I mean, the two-time champ trying to come into tonight's race. It's been a long time since he's won twice after a huge slump of not winning last season. Cameron Sargent, he's loved the fact that it's been a different type of a run for this 24 in Season 5, but he needs to get to that outside group. The outside lane is where drivers have had to be here late to make any time he passes, but it's so hard to get to the outside lane because Cedric Hunter is taking such a late turn in. He's kind of holding back the 24 from getting that run that he's hoping for.
Yeah, holding him back from getting that entry that he wants to really set up that 7 to get to the outside. And then being on the bottom, you
8 more laps and you'll be in your pit window.
can kind of fend off the outside guy. And right here, Cedric Hunter going to go to the middle. Sargent going to have to go all the way up to almost the 3rd lane. And again, going to have a great run here out of turn number 2, but it's not going to be enough, Sam, to get by the 7. Going to give him a little bit of shove, maybe here in a 3 and 4.
Unfortunately, the exhaustion is cut and whatever.
Hold off.
I can't even talk.
Bending, whatever you can throw out, and Cameron
I get you, buddy.
run off the exit of turn 4. It's going to be side.
Oh, you're focusing. I get it.
Across the line, but entry of turn number 1, this 24 really having to send it in, trying to go with the slide job move. But Cedric Hunter gasses it up, center of the corner, the 7, able to defend for now. But again, it's down to the mistakes. What will Cedric Hunter do if he gasses up that throttle too soon?
I keep thinking about pitting.
It's an opportunity that Cameron's
I didn't practice.
force right now. Force a mistake on the 7. And for Ross Tatum, who just joined the group, as you're seeing the other battling going on back for that of 6th and 7. Drivers are hoping for mistakes, but this is crucial times because we're closing in on pit stops, and drivers are loving the fact that we're into the long run.
Yeah,
4 more laps.
This long run, you can really tell who's coming and who's going with the tire saving right now. And Ken Campbell able to clear this whole little group of battling behind.
So the yellow cone's pretty deep.
Norris.
Yeah, it is.
Then you got Travis start battling with Zach.
I've been trying to get an eye on it.
If you're gonna charge the cone, make sure you adjust your brake bias if you've changed it at all.
Right behind these guys, just kind of following that 32 machine up through the field as
He's a good lane and a half up off the bottom.
I mean, Brandon Pierce filling in for Doug Pierce, not being continuing on from this season onward. And
Down to 6/10.
Brandon is a top caliber driver filling in for this 39 machine. He is someone that actually could have been a threat to make the playoffs if he was running full season, but instead running part-time, fill-in driver, and watch out on what speed 39 machine might have for Zach Hall and others. He's been
2 more laps.
sitting around where Zach Hall has been at.
He's staying right there with you. He hasn't come on down pit road yet.
One of the first drivers decided not to qualify, and he has been slowly
Ooh, it's getting tight.
You still have 9 left in the tank.
First couple of races.
Okay.
And you're with the full 7 racing series.
Yeah, elected not to qualify in his first couple of races and drove up through the field, had himself a couple of good results. And same here. I mean, you look at up 13 spots, his teammate Christopher Norris in front of him, also up 13 spots, tied with that of Cameron Sargent, who are all
Back 7.5 tenths.
These drivers have done a really good job getting through the field. Now you've got 3 of those 3 key fast cars all nose to tail as they've cleared this traffic in the 26th drivers mark.
It's falling.
If I get any closer, I'm going to hit that wall.
So now Trap back to 13th. It might be in a spot where he'll be losing even more spots as a couple of more drivers hit pit road. Tony Brent.
Hey, Charles, thanks for the light.
about 13 laps ago.
I got ballsy on that last one and didn't lift, and I just about hit it. I'm gonna have to take it careful here.
You can come in next time if you want.
Where to go? He's the 28 machine, as he's got himself over a 28 lap advantage over the.
He did not come down this lap, so he's gonna be right up your trumpet. He's just a half second back now.
With these top tier drivers.
One more.
Not sure where to.
You're gonna go one more? Okay.
Yeah, I had a chance to go 3 wide. Thought better of it there, and a smart move by the 28 machine, our Daytona winner. He's locked into the playoffs, but
he's staying out also.
Smart move there, backed out of it. Now going to get to the inside here of William Duff, and I mean, Sam, look at the lap time.
Are my tires and stuff checked?
It's a 2-second speed difference between the guys on.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And his fresh tires. Looking at the difference.
All 4, no tear off.
They've been running. So I'm
and full of fuel. Yes, sir.
Here comes the 12 of Andrew Medlin down pit.
Aggressive was Andrew Medlin, not even over the radio or over text. He just dove down into pit road, and you saw the little bit of a shimmy and shake once he hit the difference of the racing surface.
He's pitting with you.
To that of the apron and over text chat. It's our leader. Brian McCann is being.
He charged up a lot
here
coming to the line.
And Colley's trying to follow the 8 into pit road. Doesn't want to give any advantage to the 8 machine. Instead, he'll follow in suit. Top 2, pit road now.
Not a bad call there from Brandon Colley. Doesn't want to allow the Gates to get an undercut on him.
Taking the lead.
And so he got it down to about 0.4 of a second.
I bit it and made it.
Now it's going to be a matter of.
Good job, Brian. Hell yeah, man.
Don't slide through it.
Yeah.
2 or 3 seconds here. Both of them look pretty clean. Actually, I think Colley had to back up just a
get a good launch off pit road.
Just a little bit of a backup, but it looks like there's enough time and space to work with here. As again, the long run is where the speed's been at for the 9.
He had to back up into his pit a little bit, so you're gonna have a little bit of a gap.
Oh hell, that's a good gap.
And that's wide and did enough.
Watch your merge point.
Slight backup.
Yeah.
It's about a half a second.
There you go, sir.
Colley just gave up. It looks to be even more than that as the gap's.
You came out P18.
Between the 8 machine and the 99. That's
everybody in front of you. Last pit on 42, except for Tony Brent. He was last on pit road 71.
McCann sliding through his pit box.
And a whole host coming down pit road right now.
Feeling I've done it personally. I know what it's like to do that, and again, he's given up. And I mean, Sam, he goes from a second back and running down the 8 machine now to being that of 3 seconds back and having to do the same thing. It's going to be a tough task for that 99 machine. Now we're just going to have to hope that maybe the 8 gets caught up in some lap traffic here on these fresher tires, but looking like he's getting through it clean as Ross Tatum's going to be our current leader now as he's heading through 3 and 4 right now.
Ross Tatum going to continue to stay out on track as the rest of the field over the radio or under text letting the field know we're heading into pit road as majority of the field recognize, hey, it's go time. Hit pit road, get your service done. This could be the last and only stop of the night unless the yellow flag strikes, so gotta be picture perfect as Tony Brent is the leader currently, but drivers that have already made a pit stop but about to be swung over to Brian McCann here very shortly.
Not that we want it, but right now if a caution should come out, you are the free pass car.
Quickly about making it stop as well.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to start cycling into pit road here. You can't afford to stay out much longer. You're going to lose a lot of time for these guys on the fresh tires. As they, are going to lap about 2 seconds.
More and more coming on down pit road, which is exactly what you want.
And Duffy's got the double zeros.
Full around the green flag pit stops, no issues.
Between
4th, 5th, and 6th are now on pit road, just waiting on William Duff, Ryan Lynch, and Tyler Thomas to pit.
A hard gap for him to recover from, especially if he burns the tires up trying to catch him down.
He's going to burn the tires up, just trying to get by lap traffic. It's the 99 of Colley as still have ourselves about 6 drivers still needing to come to pit road. William Duff leading the drivers with Ryan Lynch, Tyler Thomas, as well as Tony Brent needing to make another stop as he hit it extremely early compared to the rest of the field. And Zach Hall and Christopher Melton have made their stops. They're getting back out on track as the field, a lot of different strategies. Some deciding to pit extremely early, some looking for the middle point when they come to pit road. And 3 drivers still needing to make a stop. Those that have already pitted, though, Brian McCann leads in 4th place.
All 3 in front of you were last on pit road, lap 42.
2.5 seconds back from the 8 machine. Those are the 2 drivers to watch out for on who could potentially win tonight's race. The pit cycle is almost completely done and dusted.
Can you tell me what my first 2 lap times were on this run and what I got now?
Yes, sir.
Here, as there will be forced in the next 3 to about 5 laps to hit the pit road.
Yeah, they're going to come down pit road here in the next couple of laps. Looks like the 77 going to continue for at least another lap, along with the 3 of Ryan Lynch, the 11 of Tyler Thomas. But once the cycle's around, looks like it's going to be Brian McCann, Brandon.
First 2 coming out of pit road, 30.9, 30.7, 30.6, 30.7, 30.8.
It's into the 44. Curtis will
10-4.
12 of Andrew Medlin, our race leader. William Duff is going to kind of be a sitting duck for these guys as they go by him on the outside, but that could have been a disaster for these guys. Almost contact made. That could have been a caution that could have really shaken things up.
And William Duff was over the radio.
You're gaining 2 seconds per lap on the guys that are first, second, and third still.
And now the question for the 77, does he have enough fuel for an extra?
But it's a good 20-plus laps, and I wouldn't even try to push. Right now, Brandon Colley, he's back almost 3 seconds, so don't burn him up.
Their opportunity.
Yeah, I'm just trying to maintain that lap time.
There
you go.
Stacks up 3 wide quickly. See the 93 and the 17 get by, and William Duff.
All right, leaders on pit road.
Pit road. Ryan Lynch still going to be out on track as well. And Tyler Thomas says, oh boy, Duff, what a slide. A little bit of
It's going to move you up to P3.
pit road as he gets it cleanly.
Getting some drifting practice in as he comes down pit road. Does a great job saving that, though, and getting it down to pit road speed. But Duff on pit road. This is going to move Ryan Lynch now in the 3. You see Brandon Pierce getting by him here as they go through 1 and 2, and then the 11 of Tyler Thomas before it hands the lead back over to the 8 of Brian McCann. And for Ryan,
You've easily clinched most laps led.
hoping for maybe a late race caution, but I think over the radio, Tyler Thomas going to be down pit road this time by, or next time by, for that 11 machine.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be forced to pit road here shortly. The 11 hits pit road. Very smooth.
I got a little bit more adrenaline pumping now, so I'm back in focused.
Stay out.
At least
There
for
you
now.
Back in the field.
That's what I want to hear.
Save fuel.
On the ball.
This far along is the 3 machine. We know that he
Roger ball.
will take it from
It gets tough when you start trying to drive them 30% tires.
of this race. This is going to be our last opportunity to take a commercial break because we're hitting lap 100. Ryan Lynch stays out for an extra lap of the Full Send Racing Series. Race number 14 for the Next Level Racing 200 at Las Vegas. We will be back right after this. Who's winning at Las
Yeah,
Vegas?
49.64. Ouch.
Were they in the 40s that time?
Yeah, they were. $49.64.
The leader just did a 32.699.
Yeah, they're dark right now.
All right, Ryan Lynch pitting. Just maintain. Colley's 3 seconds back.
I think Colley burned him up.
Either that or saving. 32 to go. You have reassumed the lead. All right, so you came down on lap 88. Looks like Cameron Sarton, Will Bustler, and John Dart all came down on 90. Ross Tatum came down on 92. Those are the latest.
Oh, this is going to mess with me here.
Take a look. He's being predictable for you, just like on a road course.
These new
You
tires.
That's great. That's great.
Outside.
Yep. Just let him go.
We're going to be about even, though, I think.
All right, just run your line. If he's got
Still
those new
there.
tires and wants to blast by you, let him go ahead and do it. Just run your line.
Stay low.
There you go. See? No, actually, just go ahead and get in his draft. Just watch your entry into the pits. Don't scrub them.
Oh my God, draft is horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully he gets on up there and gets away. No wonder
There
being
you
a
go,
leader
man. Doing real good. Keep hitting your mark.
helps out so much.
That's why the 99 couldn't catch you.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, to Freaky Fast Broadcasting.
All right, man.
No.
Caution's out.
Line up
Racing
single file.
Series,
Get
the
ready to
Next
close.
Level Racing
Extra
200
three,
at Las
four.
Vegas.
We gotta get tires, right?
Yeah.
20,
I would.
Out, and that changes.
Problem is somebody might stay out.
This evening, as we were getting ourselves prepared for the long run,
They might.
and instead,
Hmm.
Tony Brent, who was going for the two.
Who was like the last set to pit?
He's just
That's it. They were the guys that I was just. Yep. That's who I was just talking about.
Zach Hall on
Came
93.
down. That was Ryan Lynch.
Yeah, it saves the 99 and
Ryan Lynch and Tony Brent. They both came down on lap 101.
made that pit road mistake where he slid through his box just a little bit. So it's going to allow him to close back up. And for Tony Brent, just unfortunate. He was going for that aggressive two-stop strategy. Cold tires caught him out, though, as he, I believe, just solo spun it out of turn number 2. But, I mean, pack him back up and let's have ourselves a little 30 lap.
I was enjoying that 3-second lead.
I know it.
During qualifying, when you were pushing these vehicles on cold tires, it was difficult to hold on to, and the 28 brings out the yellow with this incident. And now, drivers, hey, it's not even a question. Everyone's hitting pit road. The question might be, do you take
He's right on and not even going to give you a gap. Oh, there you go.
Critical at this time as Brian McCann, Brandon Colley gets saved with this yellow as they enter pit road.
Yeah, they come down pit road here. Can't afford to make another mistake, though. Can't slide through your box. We saw Travis Dart do it at the stage break. He lost a couple of positions now, and so don't want to make that same mistake again. And Sam, do the drivers like Ryan Lynch and William Duff, do they stay out? I mean, they were the last cars to pit, so maybe do they stay
All right, so it looked like Ryan Lynch did stay out,
Call it into his box cleanly,
and he's the only one.
and now it's going to be a race off pit road between those two.
Hey, you called it.
All right,
Ryan
that's it.
Lynch,
Go.
you just kicked
Ready, come.
the road when that yellow flag came out, and the
Be
three
mindful,
machine
you only
will
have one set
stay
of cars
out.
remaining.
Good job.
This is
Line
a
up
race
single
on who's
file.
going to grab
Extra
second out of
three,
pit
car.
road. Golly, clean stop. He'll be second off pit road. And McCann,
I don't get that leader kick though.
position is they were 4 wide.
Nope, you don't.
They just continue to race out of pit road for deeper in the
Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
3 machine.
It's always
But
interesting.
you do have
Compared to the rest of the
6
field on
laps,
green flag condition.
6 lap pressure tires.
Boy, how are these drivers going to react now? Well, welcome again to the show. My name's Sam Dyer. With me is Trevor.
I think I'm gonna have to will it off his first lap.
In the background, this was our second on-track.
You can go wide open, sir.
Our other caution was a stage break at the end of lap 40. We've
I'll
been
have to.
green and green since lap 45 until 102. And now it's to get ready.
I just hope it doesn't break free on me mid-turn.
About 25 laps when we go green, and these drivers, I mean, it's going to be.
I think the only turn you're going to have to worry about that is coming off of 4 because of the banking change.
30 to a 35 lap window. When we see the long run for the tires to start to fall off,
Hopefully by then you can pull even or
it's possible.
pass them.
You got to flip that switch now. Brandon Colley been the quicker car on the long run. McCann's been the faster one on the short run. You got to flip that switch. If you're that 99 machine, you got to figure out pace to be quick on the short run, along with the other guys like Cameron Sarton, who is quick on a short run. Brandon Pearson, the 39. You got to kind of change your mentality of how you're going to want to run this. And Sam, with Ryan Lynch being out there on the older tires, I mean, this could kind of throw a wrench into everything as well. I mean, does he get a good restart? And if he does, could help.
Have you happened to notice any passes and where they're doing it at?
And also watch out for the 08 on our
Looking to know if the
That's
high line
kind of
or
why I was asking you earlier about the high side. There's all kinds of momentum on the high side.
4 tires. So we got 3 different strategy calls. Old tires for Ryan Lynch. Most of the field taking 4 tires. And the lone 08 in 7th place, taking 2 tires for some.
damn, I was wearing them in.
Race that I
perfect, too.
broadcast last night for Shake and Bake. The
tires.
guy made up a full car length and was able to pull ahead by 3 1,000ths between the exit of 4 and the start stripe.
How well are those 2 tires going to hold up versus
On the outside?
On the outside.
Just a little bit for him. Car looks a little tight on the long run, but
But see, he's going to get the kick and take the outside.
beginning of a run on these cold tires, so it's
I'll have to run him on the inside, but there's 5 lap difference on tires, so maybe I'll have a little advantage.
You hold on until
But hell, Collie might be there, so I don't know.
They can really utilize that
All right, man,
advantage
we're
you're
going
looking
green
for
next
for
time,
2
bye. All right,
tires.
man.
Well,
Line
thank
up
you
on the
again.
I might get
outside
screwed
road.
here.
Watching
It's a
race
race
number
car.
14 of the season, second to last race of the regular season before we get ready for playoffs. That
I think you're going to get a great restart.
November. But the drivers here tonight, it is a critical moment. Brandon Colley in the 99 machine is in practically a must-win scenario if he's going to make the playoffs. Same for the 7 of Cedric Hunter, both going to be third, fourth place in that second row. As Brian McCann's been the dominant driver, leading practically every lap, except for when we went through our green flag pit cycle.
Ryan Lynch's fastest time, his best time, was the 30.95. Yours a 30.49, a full half second faster.
I mean,
You got it.
Wheel spin for the 3, but this has got to be an interesting spot for the 8 machine on the fact that he's got no control on when they're going to take off.
All right, stay silent.
First time that he hasn't had control of a restart the whole race, and I mean, he's been able to get great jumps and get out in front of everybody, being in that clean air. And this could be the first opportunity for these guys to really put that 8 machine in dirty air, make him uncomfortable. It's all going to come down to this restart. What can Ryan Lynch do on those older tires? What can Brandon Colley do behind the 3?
Get ready.
He's got the best opportunity to maybe be side by side with the 8 machine as they head down into turn number 1.
24 drivers going to be on the lead lap, and it's time to see who's worth the gamble. Was it staying out on older tires? Was it taking 2 tires or sticking to the status quo?
Green, green,
It's time to
green.
find
Next
out.
car.
Pace car makes the hard
Good jump.
pit road
Did a
into the restart zone as the Full Send Racing
31.72.
Series here at Las
99 inside.
Racing 200 is underway. A little bit of a checkup going on the inside.
Keep him low.
But side by side.
Pinch down, pinch down, pinch down. There you go.
Lynch takes the lead.
Don't let him get by the 3.
McCann right
You got the line.
on the outside.
You're going to have the momentum off the top.
Drifts off the track. It's in
Right behind the 3.
This
99 went to the block 24.
Got one
now has to get by the 3 of Ryan Lynch. Lynch goes up to block the 8 of McCann. Here comes the
99's loose. 99's very loose on the bottom. He's wrecking.
3 wide going on,
Still there.
almost a stack. 4 wide going on for the lead. It's Colley with the run in the middle, but gets
Still
loose.
there.
One off the nose of the 24.
You got the momentum on the high side, sir.
The lead, but McCann
Keep the 3 low.
Colley once again, another chance for a win. And it
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Machine has the outside.
Caution.
Positioning for the pass, but they're wrecking behind as it's going to be the
Great job, Brian.
Brandon Pierce up inside of the outside wall.
Brandon Pierce, I believe Christopher Norris is well involved in that. I think there was a 3rd car as well involved in that wreck.
And you
Thank
were
you.
the leader at the time of caution.
This is Brandon Colley trying to be aggressive, get the lead from
Yeah, I was worried about that because we were going across the stripe and he was still had a nose on me. I was like, oh God, if a caution comes out here.
lost for this 99 machine.
And that 3rd driver going to be Chris Stitz. You see the replay here. Going to be seeing the pink machine on the outside.
Yeah, that 99 wrecked hard, pushing underneath the 3.
Side Norris trying to.
You said that. I couldn't see it, but I was like, man, he's gonna come up and just wipe us all out because we were 3 wide, right?
The entry of the corner, and we got some that are stacked 2 wide, some
Yeah.
3 wide, and Stitz nowhere to go. Pile drives that 30 into the outside wall.
Yeah, nowhere for Stitz to go. I mean, you're all stacked up on top of one another on a restart like that. And
I feel my
That
heart
put him
pumping
back
in my
to
arms.
P17. And from what the broadcast was saying,
themselves and it's gonna take them out of contention here
No doubt.
in this race. But we get another restart. Stack 'em up,
this
slide
is
all
the
over.
99's like last ditch of effort in order to make it into the playoffs. So that's
Oh,
pretty much
wow.
gone. Yeah.
That sucks for him.
Hey, but he went out trying.
Yeah.
As
I didn't even know that, but that explains why he was running so hard.
in the 11 late. But these drivers relooked at that also from different angles.
When the 3 came up and blocked me,
Highly mixed in.
I knew it was going to be a 3 wide in that next turn because I was going for it. I wasn't just going to stand there in the middle.
Got to be careful here on this launch.
Yeah, you gotta be careful on the launch. I mean, you gotta be aggressive. I mean, it's going to be a short sprint here to the end, so you got to be aggressive. But you also got to be aware that on these cold tires, you're gonna be prone to being loose, and you got to be aware of where cars are going to be. I mean,
What a restart.
kind of through the tri-oval as you exit it, drivers elect.
All right, let's see. Right.
Some not. So you got to be aware of kind of where everybody is around you, and that's kind of what makes these restarts so exciting here at Las Vegas.
And with that last restart,
Should I go inside or outside?
the lead driver, and
I would.
got a feeling now, Trevor, this is kind of set in the hands of Brian McCann. It's now
Ooh, I would actually know it. Stay inside.
this race because every single time
What's your
Only,
thinking?
only because the guy in P2, again, he's on older tires.
feel any pressure from
You don't want to give him any kind of an advantage.
He's gonna have Ryan Lynch right behind him. Now it's
No, I'm thinking about using him as a blocker.
the 3 for this restart.
Okay.
And who do you want to head?
That's the other side of the coin.
moving on for this next attempt.
If he's forced low, that means everybody's got to go high.
Interesting. I think for McCain, he's going
True story.
which will give Cedric Hunter a pretty good advantage here on the restart. And Cedric, has been quietly running back there in third all night long, was able to hold off the 24 of Cameron Sarton. Sarton lost a little bit of time when he had to check up for the half-spinning race car of Brandon Cawley. So this might allow Cedric Hunter, who's also in that must-win scenario, a chance to go attack the 8 of Brian McCann. But we're going to have to wait and see, same as we're getting lined up for this restart.
Getting ready for the restart.
Hey, Charles, how's it going?
For themselves, as field still going to be in a pressure kind of boiler moment of who's going to be in the better attempt. The lights are still on. So
I can't make my mind up, though.
Official 1 to go marker for the
High or low?
But they certainly are in a spot.
Well, let's see. The 7 car Cedric Hunter, he's up 8 spots. Will Bustler's up 10. Cameron Sarton, he's up 12 starting P5. So he's going to restart on the bottom. I would take the top.
The key. Less than 20 laps to go when we go green. And Brian McCann trying to beat the trends.
I'm going to take the top side.
These drivers have ran here every season so far in the Full Send Racing Series, as this is season 5. And there has been no driver that has gotten the pole and has won here at Las Vegas. There's been plenty of drivers. It's split happening.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. It's
either one
little ways off, but I'm super excited about the holidays.
Season 1 and season 3. And then the other 2 races, we've had drivers that have led the most laps in dominant fashion and have gotten into victory lane. Brian McCann trying to get the pole, lead the most laps, and win. He's got some hungry drivers behind him. Like you said, Cedric Hunter, I think the favorite to watch out for. How aggressive.
Who is that directly behind me?
Right behind you is Will Bustler.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see. But McCain going to take that outside line. I think he realized that the 7 of Cedric Hunter, the 24 of Cameron Sarton, going to be his 2 biggest fears.
His fastest on the day is 30.6. Last time he was on pit road, same lap as you, 106.
Here on this restart, it's going to allow Will Bustler to have a shot here to maybe have something.
What was Will's fastest lap?
It's going to make this restart
let me see.
Racing here.
His best lap, I think I just said that, right? 30.
Gets prepared. Thank you so much
30.69
with us, ladies and gentlemen, watching the Full Center.
Dang, so he's fast.
Thursday night. If you want to see some other great racing action throughout the week, we've got you covered. Tomorrow
2/10 off your best.
They get themselves prepared to start their championship round. As their championship round, 6 drivers.
Oh, what's mine?
Grab the most
30.49.
2 races.
Oh, 10-4. I thought I was the 6th.
Playoffs to watch on who can grab the season 7 championship. And then on Thursday night, the Stars and Stripes, they're getting themselves prepared for the playoffs to begin. Don't want to miss either one of those races, both.
All right, you as a control car, you got this. I'll be quiet. Let's go.
With us as we get ourselves prepared, what could be one of the final restarts of the night, unless they want to get a little mixy again. Still, these tires are slightly cold because of the heat cycle of quickly restarting, then back to yellow flag. Where is the heat going to be for these tires on this restart? Time to find out. Pace car into pit road, into the restart zone. The Next Level Racing 200 is back underway. The
7 bogged down behind the 3.
Is the 1. The 7 is Cedric Hunter trying to push the 3 forward as he's not able to make it 3 wide just yet, but he's wooing the...
I short shifted 4th, but this is all right.
Trying to push him off into turn number 1 and 2, get the 3 moved up so he can get to the inside. Does just that here. Out of turn number
3 wide.
Almost 3 wide.
3 and the 7 wrecking, holding on to it. That's going to cost them all kinds of time.
As they head into turn number 3, contact between the 7 and 3.
And they're going to hold steady. Ryan Lynch, what a save by the 3 machine, but it's going to be the 7 of Cedric Hunter falling backwards and just one bad push, and he now falls back to the clutches of the rest of the field. Now,
17 to go, sir.
Lynch, the 1 of Will Bustler, and Cameron Sarton, your top 3, pulling away as they're stacked 3 wide again. Ryan Lynch stuck in the middle as he continues to fall backwards. 2 leveler tires in the rest of the field. It's a big push as Medlin.
They're double wide for P5.
Moves up front.
Trying to make daring moves. Will Bustler got loose out of turn.
You're 7/10 ahead of Cameron Sarton.
24 Cameron Sarton gets to 2nd place. They're still trying to figure out this one.
New fastest lap, 30.48. Congrats.
The 3 of Ryan Lynch was falling behind the 77 of William Duff, 32 of Zach Hall, Sam Siegel in the 55 right there as well. His drivers still stacked up on top of one another trying to figure things out, but Will Bustler lost a lot of time, and here comes the 7 of Cedric Hunter trying to close back in.
And all the
Caution's out.
sliding is given space to work with. As the machine, oh no, they're wrecking Sam Siegel as well as Duff, gonna be spun around, and the rest of the field scattering.
I think we keep track position here.
That's right.
Multiple drivers piling in. And Ryan,
Well, I mean, my last lap was my fastest, so yeah.
same for William Duff. It's just bad bumping
Well, this is kind of helping. That way we don't have to pit again running these caution laps.
A little bit of a bump out of the corner exit upsets the car in front of you, and chaos ensues. And Sam, we get.
I would like to get this over with, though.
No doubt.
I mean, you're going to see here Zach Hall just.
I got starting to get a headache.
The exit of the corner gets into Duff, who tries to save it. Everyone else is just flying at maximum speed on the entry of turn 3. No one has time to react. Bad bump.
Oh no, was that Ryan that wrecked?
Chris Melton and yep, Ryan Lynch. Yeah.
Gamble of taking no tires and staying out backfires greatly as this gets blasted by everyone piling in there late onto the entry as Collie has the dive down low. The driver's caught up in this one. It's just going to be William Duff who's got the required damage into pit road, joining the likes of Christopher Norris and Brandon Pierce.
I think the 93 as well of Chris Melton had some damage in that, but not really.
Oh, little. What's it going to be? About a 10-lap shootout?
When you're stacked up on top of one another like that, no time to really react to.
Yeah, just about that. Maybe 11.
Wreck ensues, and now here we go.
So I don't think we pit again, even if it comes out again.
Coming down pit road.
I think we just keep first here.
For himself, so gonna see if he can maybe do something with those fresh tires. But yeah, I think these restarts are just
because first through 10th pit at lap 107, so they maybe a couple will go in, but I would say most of them would stay out. So that's a 11 car buffer between me and a new tire.
Yeah, car right now in the back that's on the newest tires is Tony Brent. He was down on lap 113. Curtis Velichka was in on 112. Behind them, you got a few that came in on lap 119. But they are back in P15, 16, 17, and 18.
The 28 machine, remember, he spun out, brought out the yellow that kind of changed the aspect of this race that has turned it into this kind of caution-filled, riddled mess.
I just don't think there's that much of a difference between tires to come back from 10th up.
He's going to also try to charge through this field and try to go for a top 10 run.
So as long as I don't make a mistake here, I should be looking pretty good.
It's right there in front of him, Jonathan Burke, David McConnell, the other two Texas speakers.
The only thing
so that's going to be interesting here.
That I'm kind of going back to after the stage break caution on lap 40, those in the back that pit were able to charge their way through the field within 10 to 15 laps.
Really kind of shaken up.
So hopefully
to that of about 5th.
But then again, I don't know who they were.
Restart new faces up toward the front.
Chris Stitz was one of them.
But where?
Yeah, okay.
He's 7 laps down.
It's going to be the key thing.
Chris Stitz right now, he's in P25. And yeah, like you said.
Those that just came into pit road, Zach Hall, Brandon Colley, Harrison Gerwitz.
I think my biggest risk here is somebody anticipating my launch.
With fresh rubber, do they have enough laps to work with? As we've got 13 laps to go. These lights are still on.
Go right at the line, right at the first line.
They cross the line, so it's going to be around 11 laps.
Yeah, but if I do that, they'll know it.
Go green. There is time for another caution, maybe 2, before we have to head into overtime.
Not necessarily. You've been going deep in the box.
Trevor, for those drivers that just got tired, they need this race to stay green if they're going to utilize that.
Shit, I thought I was like,
yeah, I think they need
maybe one car in.
Start to the finish if they want any chance. I mean, we saw Chris Stitz drive from the back
earlier in the race. Yeah, 11. The last time around you were deep.
But you know, by then.
Oh, when I was on the outside? Yeah, I did that on purpose on the outside.
Yeah. Have to get up there, so that they're going to have a limited amount of time. They're going to have to be.
All right, I'll just
to do so. But I mean,
I'll make my decision late so nobody knows.
Wide, almost wide racing.
In case somebody's listening.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, you did. I didn't even think about that.
Guys to get up in front of this field.
I think aggression. The most aggressive driver with fresh rubber is going to make it work the best. If you're patiently trying to carve your way through this field, there's just not enough time to do it. And I think the driver that I'm circling might be, Zach Hall or I think Brandon.
So it's going to be an 11-lap shootout.
That loose sensation if you're too aggressive, you go over the line. That's where we've seen drivers get loose and out in trouble very quickly. So we'll see who can, kind of ride the tape right on the line and keep themselves in a good limbo position. Otherwise, they're going to be finding themselves in some major chaos. 5 cautions in the book. This ties the most cautions ever thrown at a Las Vegas race, season 1.
Let's get this Firebird RS in victory lane.
And trying to find themselves in a victory lane is going to be Brian McCann, hoping for win number 5 potentially here.
He's got wings.
Number 5, but I mean, he's got Cameron Sarton, 2-time champ, who's been looking pretty strong here late in this race. Right to his outside, John Dart looking for his first win of the season. Travis Dart also looking for his first win of the season right there. Andrew Medlin, who needs, as many points as he can possibly get, lurking back there.
24 is on you tight.
This restart, I think,
Restart's on you.
Whoever gets a good restart here could really go a long way into getting themselves a good finish or potentially the win here tonight.
Food is gonna get it.
Good job. 24 partially spun him.
As the pace car pulls into pit road, the next level racing 200 at Las Vegas is back underway. Cameron Sarn just watches the 8 roll forward side by side for second place between the 5 and the 24 as they enter turn number 1. McCann, no one is even close to himself through the center of 1 and 2.
McCann's done a great job mastering these restarts, getting the jump, making sure nobody's there to really challenge him. But it's going to be the 24 Cameron Sarton with a great run out of turn number 2, going to clear the 5 of John Dart, really ship it down into turn number 3 and try to close that gap on the 8. Travis Dart going to look to the outside of his brother through 3 and 4. Andrew Medlin trying to hold off the 1 of Will Bustler, Ross Tatum, Cedric Connor, the 15 of King Campbell, all on top of one another as we cross the line. And 24 really starting to track down that 8 machine.
10 laps to go, and
24 is moving up track, try to get a little momentum.
He wants to battle for this lead. He's been so strong on the long run.
Shooting low.
Showing strength on the short run.
Dump all that dirty air on him.
The 210s. Other drivers trying to march their way forward as the positioning and battling for third on back. They are so on top of one another, they're giving up time for this duel. It's McCann, it's Sarn, 10, make it 9 laps to go on who's winning race number 14 of the season.
You caught him. How are you going to pass him? Cameron Sarton right there to the rear bumper of the 8 of Brian McCann as they head through 1 and 2. McCann with a little bit of a later entry, getting to the bottom.
Oh, shit. I gave him the outside, didn't I?
Sarton with a great run, though, out of turn number 2, looking to get by the 8 machine a little bit.
He's okay. He's behind you.
Here goes Sarton to the outside, trying to make a move, but he's going to have to fall back in line behind the 8 of Brian McCann as they head through 3 and 4.
And the more and more that Cameron Sarn puts the pressure on the 8, it's going to allow the Dart brothers to close back into this fight and give them a chance to get into the mix. As drivers that have used their fresh rubber and came into pit road,
I screwed up, didn't I?
they're still trapped in 13th place, but you see the hands, they're working.
A little bit.
And inside lane.
You can always run them high. That way, there you go. You're clear up.
Gets the launch. He gets the circle.
Good job.
They're going to be side by side down into turn number 3.
First time the 8's been under pressure all night long, but drives it deep into 3. Here's that 24 machine. Sarton going to try to set up a run, though, with the momentum off the top side. Again, right back to the rear bumper of Brian McCann as he crosses the line. Going to look to
Keep him pinched down. That way he can't get any kind of a run up.
Side by side as they enter turn number 1. Sarton going to try to dive it in here, see if he can maybe pull a slide.
There you go.
McCann going to drive it in equally as deep. Pinch that 20.
7 laps to go.
Bottom out at turn number 2. Here they come side by side.
I'm surprised to see Sarton take the inside lane. The outside looked like that was the preferred spot to be, but
You got the line.
just gives up
Clear.
the outside defensive groove to Brian McCann. And McCann, he's going to easily hold off this 24. Sarton needs to get to that outside lane. It's at 7. Now going to be 6 laps to go here in Las Vegas.
Loses about 2 car lengths down the front straightaway with McCann having that outside line. Going to try to set him up back to number 1 and 2. And again, McCann going with that late dive to the bottom. So puts up just a little bit. He loses a little bit of time here. Out of turn number 3.
Run your own line. Don't worry about him. He's all the way down on the white line.
Goes back in on this gap. The Dart brothers trying to close in as they start to
How many laps?
close in on this 24.
Coming to 5 to go.
Did the last little job there, holding off Cameron Sarton as they come out of turn 4, coming to 5 laps to go.
Update on the drivers that have went into pit road to get tires on that last yellow flag. Brandon Colley, Zach Hall, they are still trapped in 12th place. They are not moving forward. They have stalled out. It is just the duel between McCann and Sarton. 5 laps to go. And looking for win number 5 on caution number 5. The 5 seems to be in line for Brian McCann to get his 5th win here tonight.
Seems to be lining up that way for him. Sarton trying to close back in that gap down to about 3 car
3 to go next time.
Really good run there as McCann drifted up just a little bit. 4 laps to go as they cross the line. Travis Dart, John Dart, Medlin, they've all kind of settled their little battle. They're running in line behind him. Will Bustler
2.5 tenths back.
Anywhere to go as they kind of fade out behind him.
He's got nothing for you. All that dirty air is hurting him.
As they exit turn number 2 again, about car lengths as they head down the back straight.
Look at the numbers, the way they were lining up. You can say that we've got a 3 of a pair as Brian McCann. We're in Las Vegas. He gambled it all on trying to make sure he could stay up front. He had been quick. The time in the yellow thought maybe it was going to hurt him. Instead, he got the spacing. All the yellow flags have lined up perfectly. And the 8 machine practiced perfectly on the restarts. He had one scare, and that was from this 24. With 3 laps to go, the pressure is no longer looming. It's over 3/10 now, the difference between first and third.
At 0.3 of a second and growing just a little bit. Sarton, I think his lap
3/10 back, coming to 2.
allowed the 8 to really kind of pitch him down and killed his momentum. Hasn't been able to build it back up and close back into the 8, into the rear bumper. The 8 machine gets a little bit
24 is looking up middle line.
down to about 2/10.
He's going to try a little bit of momentum.
2 laps to go.
2 laps to go, and moving up that middle groove. I'd love to see this by Sarton.
Coming up.
I think it's a little bit
Take the middle line away.
in a different groove as Brian McCann still leading the way, but closing in ever so slightly is Sarton. He's going to try a one-lap dash to try to close
White flag.
Going through 3 and 4, Brian McCann, he's got the lead for now, trying to put the dirty air on the front bumper of this 24. Exit of 4, it's going to be your next.
There you go.
White flag for Brian McCann and Cameron Sarton.
If Sarton's going to have any shot at it, he's got to set him up here through 1 and 2. He's got to get a good launch down to about 1/10 of a second.
He's got nothing for you. Good job, sir. Wins all you. Oh, come on. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Good job, sir. Good exit.
Back straight away.
Wins all you.
Sam, but not going to be close. Whee! Number 3.
But he's 110.
Good job, Brian. Hell yeah, man.
But he goes all the way down the white line and was hoping for some more space to work with.
Way to drive that.
Run's not there. It all.
Yeah, that was a little tough.
200
No doubt.
Vegas. Brian McCann, win number 5. Give it to this 8 machine.
What a run there from McCann. Was dominant all race long, survived some late drama with the restarts, able to
Look at
get
his drift.
charge from Cameron Sarton, gets his 5th win of the season. And man, what a drive from the 8 machine. See him doing a little bit of celebratory drift
The race is over.
through 3 and 4. And
Fun.
what an effort there from Cameron Sarton. Sam, I just think, like you said, chose wrong, went to the bottom, and that cost him all his momentum and a shot at winning this race.
It took him too long to figure out the momentum and the placement 24 needed to go to battle Brian McCann. And this 8, he had been dominant. He placed himself perfectly for the victory and the momentum swing. This was the race Brian McCann needed right before the playoffs are around the corner. And what a race for the 8 machine. Congratulations to McCann for winning the Next Level Racing 200 here at Las Vegas. We will step away. When we come back, we will talk to our top 3. Brian McCann, Cameron Sarton, Travis Starr, right after this.
Whee!
Pop goes the weasel. Great race, great finish. Way to hold
Yeah,
on.
that was a little intense. Thank you for spotting for me again there.
Oh, man. Very welcome.
Repeat 1975.
Yes, sir. On Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, iRock TV, and Kick.
Oh, Kick, that's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, I started to Kick probably about 2 months ago. Yep. Gonna be bedtime for Bonzo after that.
Oh, man, I'm going to go fall asleep real good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope you have a good sleep and a great rest of the week. And is there a race Thursday?
Yeah, there is a race Thursday. I think it's Dega.
10-4. I'll see if I can make it.
Hey, if you want, what do you do Tuesday nights?
This.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. When does this end?
The playoffs is up next. What is it, like 6 races?
Okay. All right. The league that I'll be starting for is actually starting right as this ends. It's going to be a next gen series. If you'd be interested in.
Yeah, let me know.
Yep.
I'm gonna hop up in the waiting room.
All right, buddy.
All right. Have
Congratulations again, and I will talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
Good racing there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed it. So thanks for also keeping it clean. I thought I had you there on the high side, and I was like, and it got so tight. And I was like, no, it's supposed to get tight on the low side. But that's
I know, that's what I was thinking. I gave you the outside, and I was like, oh no, that's a mistake. And even my spotter's like, yeah, you messed up. And then somehow I don't know how it happened, but I got back out in front, and I wasn't going to let you have the high side again, but that was close.
Yeah, I destroyed my right front on the high side, and it just like couldn't get a turn. And I was like, I gotta cool these suckers down. I was about to go backwards fast, and then I was just a little too far back there.
And you did get them cooled off and started running me back down again.
The last 2 laps, I full sent it.
All I was going through my head was, it looks like Cam has a run coming out of 2, and I was just like, if he gets to him and turns him, I'll be fucking happy. That's a win. Not hope. Fucking take.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Full Send Racing Series post-race show for that of Las Vegas. Next level to the 8 machine for the 5th time this season. Brian, congratulations on the win, man. How are you feeling after this one?
Man, I'm feeling tired after that. That was a bunch of close racing there at the end with Cameron. Shout out to him for, close racing and not wrecking. That was really fun.
I mean, Brian, you dominated the first part of this race. Then you get the late couple of cautions. You survive, Brandon Colley running you down on the late run, the late restarts. I mean, what's going through your mind there, those last couple of restarts, and especially trying to defend the 24 machine?
Yeah, Colley had me a little worried. I think Colley was a little bit quicker on the longer run, especially on that real long green flag run after the stage. He got back to my bumper, but I think something happened to him on pit road, and I came off and had a 3-second gap. So I was just out there cruising, and then that yellow came out, and I was like, oh no. And then, I guess you guys saw it after that. It was just, I had to fight for it then.
Yeah, you certainly had to fight for it, and you got the victory at the end of the day. I mean, Brian, we were looking at stats. I mean, saying it was a slump is kind of a stretch, but you weren't getting your top 5s each and every week. But man, how does this feel getting a win with the playoffs right around the corner and getting back into the swing of things?
Oh, it feels good getting got the stage point for the playoff and the win here for the playoff, so that helps greatly. And the slump that you're talking about, I got an explanation for it. I've been racing on a laptop with a Driving Force GT wheel, so a couple of those races there I didn't do so hot. I think Phoenix was one of them, and I don't remember the other track.
Now, that does make a lot more sense. If you're used to your own setup and rig, it's kind of hard switching around. But Brian, congratulations on getting back into the swing of things, on getting back into victory lane. And before we officially let you go, the floor is now yours for any shout-outs.
Yeah, shout out to my family, my wife, you guys for doing the broadcast, admins for putting the league on, sponsors, my spotter, Repeat 1975. Check him out on all the popular streaming services. And the drivers for showing out every week and making a great race. I love it. Thank you.
Well, that will be the 8 machine of Brian McCann grabbing win number 5 this season. Congratulations and good luck next week at Richmond.
Thank you.
So I can get the fuck out of that trash-ass car.
Machine of Brian McCann grabbing win number 5 this season. Congratulations and good luck next week at Richmond.
That guy cusses some.
As we head from
let's go back and watch that.
Second place, Cameron Sargent, who put probably the best pressure where you could ask for on the
because I could not tell how close I was. I was so hyper-focused on the track, I wasn't really looking at anything else.
Booth, congratulations on second.
Cameron Sargent, what number is he?
To get yourself into victory lane here tonight.
A little bit of a longer run and a better qualifying spot.
I think it was the
for sure.
Backstretch, maybe here.
It was a little while going through there. I just got loose on
the
lap. Couldn't and barely saved that and just kind of worked.
I pulled low.
Knew I was fast. I felt like I was honestly the fastest guy out there with lap times on the long green flag runs, just passing all those guys.
I thought he was going to dive bomb me there. I think here's where he got a pretty good run.
Got help a little bit.
Yeah, because I washed up.
Last 20 laps were a blur.
And then I gave him the high side here.
Just a little short.
And I was like, oh no, I messed up.
This season, you've kind of been building on the momentum. We go to Richmond next week. Your favorite tracks and a week off before we get to the playoffs. I mean, how do you feel?
I think he got tight on X. No, he did pretty good there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was this turn.
Really great next week at Richmond. So big smile on my face there. So hopefully,
yeah, entry.
Start up front and kind of stay there instead of trying to come from the back. So that's going to be kind of key there, especially for just short track and scary people around. So trying to get a little too much. So, but yeah, I feel good. I know I can compete with the guy.
I don't know.
But I don't like finishing second to him again. But
I kind of think, let me go back up to the camera.
Just need that little more, and
I think it might have been my fault, and luckily he didn't hit me, but
proved it there late that you were a threat to watch out for, Cam. I mean, certainly this season going a lot better than last season. What can you take away before the playoffs begin in that 3 weeks?
I watched my car and watch I think he was wanting to turn in early, but I turned in late.
But overall, a pretty successful season. A couple ifs or bumps and down the road.
I guess we got to go back and look at his wheel.
Been able to back him up, and the car fits me 10 times better than the truck did, and just worked on
I got wheel hidden.
Small racecraft things here and there to help me out. Just that 10th more, which is ever so crucial. Especially in this game, and I think overall it's come together pretty nicely. So established myself up front with Brian and especially Zach and a few other guys. So it should it's going to be a very chaotic playoffs in a good way. So it's going to be super competitive. So it should be.
Well, hell, it still didn't work. Anyway.
It certainly is looking like it with the competition and the level.
Oh, I did that on. I didn't do it on replay. I did it on driving.
Yourself in a second place tonight. And before we officially let you go, the floor is now yours.
But I mean, here he's still got a good run.
To mom, dad, grandparents for watching.
And then when I did this, gave him the inside. I was like, well, I just witnessed him not being able to do the outside. So then I was like double worried.
Travis again for hosting this. Always a good time. Next level racing for the race sponsorship.
Oh, he had to lift a little bit there. So
yeah,
maybe the top side was better on that turn, but I had a nose out.
Kind of won something tonight. That was a pretty competitive race there.
I don't know.
Premier setup, so make sure
I just know I full sent it this turn because that was my only hope. This turn right here.
Machine of Cameron Sarton coming away.
Since I had a nose out.
Congratulations, Cam, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
Yeah, yeah, because he was drafting me for several laps there. So yeah, you're probably right. His right front was gone.
Travis Dart with us. Travis coming away in third place.
But I just gave it everything this turn.
Yourself able to fight and defend and hold back majority of the field here this evening. How are you feeling though after coming away with third place?
A bit lucky. I think I was for sure top 10, probably like top 7.
Oh, he washed up.
Got put in some good situations.
No, he
was able to come out in third.
He chose that
on the high side when there was a checkup on the bottom, so that definitely.
But right here, yeah, his tires.
Well, Travis,
tires not really loving life at this point.
Good in points. You were +7.
And then he's back in my draft, so.
Points night. You got one more race.
That's what he was talking about.
Start. I mean, what's your
cooling his tires off? And he did. He did a good job of cooling his tires off.
I
think right here he started running me back down.
I think I'm still fighting with a couple of guys for regular standings to try to get some playoff points. I think I'm in 6th, maybe.
I started
5th after
pushing real bad in 3 and 4.
Points to grab, even outside of a win or something.
Yeah, you can see me pushing up the track.
But yeah,
I was struggling.
Pretty sure I'm clinched after tonight.
And the thing is, if I have to lift to stay off the wall, he catches me on the straightaway.
Good race overall. I like Richmond a lot, so should have a good night as long as I could stay clean.
I mean, Travis, I feel like this season it's been.
So he was doing, like you said, that middle line.
Last season,
damn, he got good momentum off of that.
Consistent. What are you feeling like has been the change this season to enable you to be in this spot, to be running in the playoffs and looking pretty competitive for yourself?
He had to lift big time there.
Tonight, I'm very upset that.
So that hurt him.
Tonight, I put down a really.
I think if he might have would have went to the low line there.
And then towards the end of practice, I tried putting in a couple more laps, and then
he did the same thing here.
It just kept happening. I kept
and just got an amazing run.
Easy during tonight's qualifying. Still ended up qualifying 3rd, which is good, but I think I could have easily had the pole if I just trusted the car a little bit more.
But 3, he couldn't get it down in 3.
That's a big thing qualifying, just because of the setups. It's hard to pass, and then also running B opens and stuff. Just being good with the Xfinity car and learning what it likes and what it doesn't like.
Oh, what a fun race. I'm off the bed.
Car is always something that drivers are trying to get throughout a season, and you've done a great job at it. Travis, congratulations on this run.
Yeah, you're right. It had a pull off that exit of turn 2.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, have a good one.
For putting on a show every Tuesday. My teammates, Brian Wilson, who was able to show